Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. We can now share with you some of those pictures that were sent in to our eyewitness portal. Let's begin with this one sent in from Ojo area in Lagos State. It shows people waiting in queues for long hours at a petrol station to buy fuel. Our eyewitness reporter calls on the federal government to intervene and end the fuel scarcity. Our next photo comes in from Ekpoma in Edo State, and it shows members of this community looking on as construction work begins on this road. Our eyewitness reporter commends the state authorities for coming to the aid of the community after 8 years of neglect. Finally, we have this photo sent in from Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. It shows a refuse dump which has blocked the canal. Our eyewitness reporter calls on the state authorities to help clean up this canal and prosecute those who dump refuse indiscriminately. Well, thank you for sending in all your pictures, and we ask you to continue to do so. Now, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has dismissed a suit filed by Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC against the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria and the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion. Justice Ibrahim Buba dismissed the case for lack of merit. Stanbic IBTC had instituted the suit to challenge the 1 billion naira sanction imposed on the bank by the FRC over allegations of misstatements in its audited accounts for 2013 and 2014. The FRC had in October this year suspended the financial reporting numbers of the bank's chairman, Pt.2, and its chief executive, Mrs. Shola David Bora, and also barred them from vouching for the integrity of any financial statements in Nigeria. In his judgment, Justice Buba dismissed the preliminary objections of the FRC to the suit and assumed jurisdiction over it. The judge held that upon the evidence before him, he was unable to resolve the issues in favor of the bank. Now, according to the judge, the contract entered into by Stanbic IBTC with the Standard Bank of South Africa was against the provisions of Section 7 of the NOTAP Act, which seeks to protect national interest and to guard against the country from being used as a dumping ground for technology. Justice Buba also held that in these days of capital flight and scarce resources, the courts must protect Nigerian and non-Nigerian investors. And a High Court sitting in Ekiti at the Ekiti State capital today dismissed the case filed by the All Progressives Congress seeking to stop the conduct of the local government elections scheduled for Saturday. In the suit, the APC challenged the composition of the State Independent Electoral Commission, claiming that the chairman of the commission was a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party. But Justice Dele Omotosho ruled that the APC's case was baseless and lacked merit. However, the counsel to the APC, Tajuddin Akingbolu, said they would appeal the judgment. There was jubilation around the court premises immediately after the judgment. Shortly after, Governor Ayo Fayose led party members to the PDP secretariat to present the flags to the chairmanship candidates for Saturday's poll.
The reason why I believe that we should do and conduct local government election is because we must move away from dictatorship and anti-democratic norms. The moment we continue to put caretaker, then we are telling the whole world that there is no need for democracy. And I therefore enjoin all other states, all other democratic minds to do what is right by conducting local government elections.
Twenty 2015 has been an eventful year in Nigeria, especially on the political scene. It's the year of the general election, which saw a new party defeat the incumbent for the first time in the country. Now tonight, as we begin the assessment of the year 2015, our political correspondent Seun Okinbaloye highlights some of the major events on the political scene.
The year 2015 began with expectations of the general elections. Two men who are not trained to go head-to-head were all set to battle at the polls once again. With much controversy, the original date scheduled for the election was postponed by 6 weeks. The Electoral Commission says that was the advice from the security agencies. The then National Security Advisor had earlier hinted on the possibility of postponing the exercise.
In Kogi State, others have spoken. We cannot deceive you.
The postponement announcement made, rallies intensified, some of the campaigns got dirty, the D-Day came, and perhaps the big upset in Nigeria's political history occurred.
That they do not
The collation of the result of the election can best be described as a drama of suspense. The climax of it was perhaps what one can also describe as a drama of intrigues, as emotions poured. As soon as the then president was clear that his opponent has got a clear lead, this time around, this popular telephone conversation took the internet space by storm.
Yes, how are you? I'm all right, Excellency. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yeah, so how are things? Well, I will congratulate you more. Yes, that's why you find time some of this is to come so that we can sort out how to plan the transitional period.
May 29 arrived like a guest long awaited. Amidst controversy of handover notes, the new government got a baton to run for 4 years, and the president dropped a bombshell.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
What determined the outcome of the election? Much more than the organizational capacity, the strategic sagacity that is attributed to some chieftains in the opposition, was the desire of the Nigerian people to have a change.
Forming a cabinet was almost an immediate clamor, but the president took his time to name his team. When he did, the controversy over his choices was overwhelming.
If there's one man who doesn't like corruption, I don't like corruption.
A new dispensation, the atmosphere totally changed, table turns, majority of states now controlled by the APC, and the National Assembly too, the ruling party comfortably takes a driving seat. But that won't come easy, as the controversy over the leadership became a tug and even grimy. Who gets what in the National Assembly suddenly tore the ruling APC apart. The PDP, the opposition party, getting a huge share, the Deputy Senate President.
We should move on because we have more pressing problems in the country. We have challenges in light, we have challenges in the power sector, we have challenges in education, we have challenges in health. These are fundamental issues where Nigerians voted them to deal with, not as to who becomes Senate President or who becomes Speaker of the House of Representatives. These are pressing problems we should need to focus on.
Interestingly, the electoral umpire also witnessed a massive change in its leadership. A new chairman was nominated and cleared. Professor Atahiru Jega steps aside. Professor Muhammadu Yakubu steps in. Since then, the Professor Yakubu-led INEC has conducted 2 governorship elections. Preparations did not quite gel with the outcome of the exercise. Inconclusive were the initial outcome. Kogi had a supplementary election, while Bayelsa's Southern Niger local government area election cancelled.
It's like we've taken like 10 steps forward and we are now taking 20 steps backward. Meaning that we may even be returning to pre-Jega years in INEC.
An eventful year, no doubt. So many foundations laid politically, fresh hands in different offices. The real challenge is how they are able to meet expectations and stabilize the country. Seun Wakimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, more on our politics in 2015, I'll be joined by an Associate Professor of Political Science at the University of Lagos, Dr. Denri Ologbenla. To join us again.